Hi, I'm David, and you're watching Car Geezer. Today's quick review is a 2019 Tesla Model 3 standard range rear wheel drive. This is the base model. It retailed in 2019 for around $36,000, plus an extra $1,000 for the midnight silver metallic paint. The curb weight on this Tesla is 3,551 pounds or 1,611 kilograms. It has a one-speed electric motor that will propel this EV to 60 miles an hour in just 5 seconds and a top speed of 140 miles an hour. This entry-level Model 3 comes standard with 8 airbags, automatic emergency braking, Wi-Fi, dual-zone climate control, rear-wheel drive, and 220 miles of range. This rear-wheel drive sedan sends 280 horsepower or 211 kilowatts to the rear axle. Hi guys, let's get straight to it. Out of all the Tesla models, this is my favorite in terms of shape. It's compact, it's sleek. At the front of the vehicle here, it's a beautiful shape. You've got the LED headlights, you've got the sensors on the bottom. As you come around the sides, everything's sleek. This is this beautiful metallic paint that was an extra $1,000, well worth it. Here you can see these 18-inch aero wheel covers, okay? They are designed for wind resistance, okay, of up to 10% off your wind drag. As we follow it down here, look how flush these door handles here into the vehicle. The wind just blows off them. It looks great. As you can see, just pushing like that opens the door. It's a beautiful finish. Coming on down, here's another example with the aero wheel cover off, and the rims on the inside are still beautiful, okay? These are the 18 inches, so if you're not worried too much about drag, here you go. Here's the rim. Just giving you an example right there. Just as simple as that. Okay, so when you charge the vehicle, you just press this side light right here. There's your charging adapter. It goes right in there. Nice piece of kit. As you come around, nice and sleek at the back. You get your sensors on the back too. Nice LED tail lights. Opening the trunk now. This is actually a spacious trunk. You get 12 cubic feet in here, okay? And if I pull up on this tab right here, as you can see, look at that space in there. Very, very good. On the sides down here, you've got space too. I mean, for a mid-size sedan, this is a great amount of space. So here we have the Tesla charging kit. I recommend one of these too. Everything you need there, because in this is the adapter for the 240 connection and the 110. It also has charge point connection too, and can also use it with your Tesla supercharger stations. Okay, to open the front or the trunk in the front of the vehicle on your 15-inch touchscreen, we're gonna open it up. Okay, when we open up the front, it's a great use of space. You get like 2.7 cubic feet, somewhere in that range. You can put your groceries in there, your golf clubs maybe. And here's your windshield wiper washer, which is like a regular car would have, but that's the only thing that is the same. What a great use of space that is. So in regards to cameras and technology, this is great because you get 3 in the top of the windshield. You also get a camera here too, that is also on the other side of the vehicle. And as you come down here, there's one on the B pillar right here. And this is designed for your safety. It will assist you with lane departure, parking, and awareness at intersections. Okay, so let's check out the interior. Okay, so on your front door, on your interior front door panel, it's very basic actually. You just get your 4 up and down window controls. And here's how you unlock it, by pressing that to get inside the vehicle. Enough room there for a drink, whatever you want to put in there. It's a decent amount of cubby space. All right guys, so on the inside of this vehicle, it is a very modern interior. It doesn't have your traditional gauge cluster in front of the steering wheel, so that took some getting used to on that. However, it does have a big long vent bar behind there, and that's where your air conditioning and your heat comes out. It's very simplistic in here, very modern, a little bit plain, but it goes with the territory on this vehicle. Build quality and finish is very good, I'll give it that. In the middle here, we have this 15-inch touchscreen, and at first it did take some getting used to on this. Like I say, I do prefer the traditional gauges in front of you. This, however, is the brain of this vehicle. It does everything for you. So on this side, it tells you how fast you're going, how much range you have. You can go into the menu and you can look at where you're going, where you want to go for dinner, where you're going to stop off, temperature control, things like that. Coming down through the middle, soft touches. You've got cupboard space there on the inside. You get 2 cup holders. And in the center console, there's more space for all your needs. Very compact indeed. Okay, so in regards to the seats, they're not a leather seat. They call it vegan leather, but what it actually is a polyurethane synthetic, okay? They're very, very comfortable. You get your controls on the side here, up and down, and there's plenty of room. I mean, I know the owner of this vehicle is around 6'2". He has plenty of leg space. Very, very supportive. I like them. Okay, let's check out the rear seats. This vehicle seats 5. Like I say, I was just in the front seat a couple of seconds ago. I'm about 5'11", and here I am in the back. You can see where my knees are. It would still be okay. I would say a smaller person in the middle, and obviously another full-size adult right here. In the center, you have your center console here for your 2 cups, and as you come down right below here is where your 2 USB ports would be. As you sit in the back, I'll tell you what, the way these seats are shaped, very, very comfortable and supportive. There's the head height on this, and look at this beautiful glass roof. It goes all the way from the front visors all the way through to the rear, and it also has a 20% tint to keep those UV rays away. This feels great back here. So very simple steering wheel we have on the left over here. On this toggle we have your wipers, we have your flashlights, and when you put your flashlights on, if I'm turning right, you can see brings up the camera picture, what's over on that right hand side. Here is your gear selector. Okay, so I have my foot on the brake. This button here would be for park. I've got the vehicle parked. If I want to go backwards, you go up with the selector one time, and it knows now I'm going to go backwards. It's in reverse right now. There it is. Nice camera. Look at that, I'm going backwards. See exactly where you're going. All right, I want to go forward, so now I go down twice. 1, 2. I'm in drive. We are ready to go. It's very, very simple. You press this button right here and hold it. The glove box opens up. Pretty cool. And over here you have this rolling knob, and if I press it, I can give it a command like menu. Menu. This is pretty much the brain of this vehicle, okay? So controls. Tells you about your folding mirrors, your child locks, window locks, windshield when it starts to rain, car wash, glove box. It lets you adjust your steering. I can go into autopilot. I've got lights on the headlight. Do you want them on auto high beam? Brings me back to the display on the brightness. Big one here, your navigation, safety. And these are just the small things that we have within this unit, okay? There's lots more. Back to the GPS, which we all rely on nowadays. Temperature up here, compass on where I'm going, how many more miles I've got left of range. Really, really great technology. Very impressive. Another cool feature here, as you can see, it's actually telling us that the 2 occupants in the front seats are not wearing their seat belts. So I'm gonna grab mine right now. Let me click in. And it senses that. That's a great idea. This is the best part. Let's take it for a test drive. Off we go. This is super smooth, as you can see in that top left corner of the screen. Actually tells you what the speed limit is, but I'm actually doing 60 miles an hour now. Just taking it nice and easy, getting that nice feel of this vehicle. The seats are very comfortable. It's very quiet in the cabin, and there's not a lot of road noise. When you go over little bumps, it's not a firm ride. It's definitely not harsh. It's a good firm to medium. I'm doing 66 right now, so let's give it some mid-range thrust. Off we go. And I'm not telling you that there was 81 miles an hour. It was just effortless, absolutely effortless with that mid-range thrust. It is so good, and it puts a massive smile on my face. I'm approaching this roundabout, and I think this roundabout is perfect for this vehicle, and I can take it pretty quick too. Oh yeah, it just grips the road. When you're driving this thing, I'm going around this large roundabout, it feels like there's a wheel in every corner. And these heavy batteries that sit low in this chassis keep this vehicle pinned down to the floor. It is brilliant. Now when you come to a junction or a stop sign, wherever you got to do, if you take your foot off the accelerator, it actually naturally slows down on its own, so you're not using your brakes as much. Yeah, when you're approaching stop signs or a traffic light or any kind of junction and you need to slow down, it has that regenerative braking system that comes in there, So you take your foot off the accelerator and it actually brakes for you with the system. Also from that, the good thing is that it actually sends any surplus energy back to your battery. So it's a win-win, because you're getting the energy back to your battery and you're actually saving that wear and tear on your brakes, brake pads and rotors. Fantastic. What a nice ride. I mean, I've spent times driving this yesterday and now I'm out in it again. Honestly, I'm really impressed. I'm not even thinking about how I was missing those gauges on the front panel of my dashboard from the other day. It's just instant, it's now. Think of a rubber band when you flick it off your finger, it's just gone. Now, Tesla claims 5.5 seconds. It's a 0 to 60 sprint for this vehicle. It feels much quicker than that, it really does. So I think we need to do a test real soon. Let's do a quick 0 to 60. Go. Just did a quick 0 to 60 there. I'll tell you what, for a base price of around $36,000, you get a very, very quick vehicle. For what this does performance wise, with the mid-range thrust, with the 0 to 60, it's like being in a slingshot. It just goes right now. It's like being at the fun fair. It is brilliant. I've got the biggest smile on my face right now. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, if you've had a long day at work and you just feel like letting your hair down on your commute on the way home, you know, put your foot on the gas and you're having loads of fun. I mean, you'll spend big money on your sports cars with your regular combustion engines, but this is right up there with the best of them for around $36,000. If you was to do that on the equivalent with some of these supercars, I mean, you're spending $75,000 on up to get the same type of performance. This thing's an absolute blast. Going forward on these vehicles, I tell myself, am I ready for one of these? What are my concerns? For me, the only negative I have about these vehicles, okay, is would I have range anxiety? Meaning, if I have to plan a trip, just say I'm going from Michigan all the way down to Tennessee, you have to plan your route. And then when you go along the way to these Tesla stations, wherever you're going, there might be somebody there in front of you. So you're going to be waiting, and then when you do charge it, it's another 30 minutes approximately. So that's the only thing for me is planning. Now, there's no doubt about it. These are the future. It's not just Tesla. There are lots of other car companies around, like Kia and Honda, and the Japanese make, the Europeans do them. They're all doing it now, where massive competition, and they're all doing it amazingly well. Okay, this is the future. And we know what's going to happen. They are putting out more and more super stations everywhere, or what is compatible with all the other car makers, and they're making it easier for people to go on their trips. Now, if you're just staying local, using it for work and back, local commutes, this thing is an absolute doddle to use. It really is. You just plug in and play, basically. I mean, you can plug it in your garage at night time and you have plenty of juice to go all about your daily commute. So that gives you peace of mind right there. The other thing I think about living in Michigan is the freezing cold weathers we have. Now, you don't want to be driving this through heavy snow, but if you were to be on regular plowed snow roads, you'd be fine. The weight of this vehicle, pinned down to the ground, you got decent all-season tires. I would recommend getting a snow tire on these to give you that extra peace of mind and that commanding composure on the road. That's the only thing to see. Would the ice freeze up the door handles if you left it outside? Things like that. But they're little things on the con list. Now the pros are amazing on this. Why? Well, because it's well built. They do have this amazing reputation. And they are the flagship, I think, of the EV world right now. Everybody's catching them up, and they do it amazingly well too. But for $36,000 as of 2019, we're in 2024 now, to get into a vehicle like this with standard features like what I talked about earlier on in my introduction, this is a great package. You're getting into performance car territory at 36 grand. you'd have to spend thousands more dollars to get something that's equivalent in terms of 0 to 60 and top end. I'd be super confident on a trip, as long as I know where I'm going and when I'm charging, of course. But milling around town, going to work, staying local, it's very, very confident and assured. I think we're going to do another 0 to 60 test right now. Ready, steady, go. Yeah, right there we got a time of 5.5 seconds. Now that actually is what it says from the manufacturers approximately. Might be able to get a little bit more off that, but man, I'll tell you what, that it feels like a rocket ship. And like I said, all for the price of around $36,000 to $40,000 depending on what options you get. This is an entry level vehicle in the Tesla Model 3 range, and you get a lot of bang for your buck. It's smooth, it's efficient, absolutely brilliant. I'm grinning from ear to ear. I don't want to go home. This review has been an absolute blast. Tune in next time for another Car Geezer episode.